Hi, welcome to Travels with Trabuco Field Study. I am here today to take you on a rock walk so that we can discover what kinds of rocks are here locally in O'Neill Park and maybe near your home. So if you take a look, I am at the top of O'Neill Park and the canyon is down below me, and we're going to take a look at what rocks we can find. So scientists that study rocks are called geologists, and they group rocks into 3 different groups. Do you know what they are? The 3 different groups are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So let's go over here and take a look at a piece of granite, which is an igneous rock. This rock was placed here. But igneous rocks are formed deep inside the earth in the hot magma. And through erosion, they're exposed when that soil washes away and there are storms, and we can see what kinds of rocks have been underground. So if you take a look at the minerals in this rock, they look like this. They're kind of sparkly. I see some gray, I see clear. This is a piece of granite and it can come in different colors. If you take a look at this little piece, this is a piece of granite that I found on the ground. You can take a look at those minerals in there. And maybe you can find a piece of granite near your home. There's a lot in our area. Another kind of igneous rock that's local and I've spotted a lot, sometimes even in people's front yards, is RHYOLITE. It's a reddish, purplish rock, and it can come in all different kinds of sizes. So when you are going on a walk, see if you can find a small or large piece of granite and a piece of RHYOLITE. Now the second category of rocks we're going to talk about is sedimentary. Sedimentary rocks are small pieces of rocks that are cemented together. They're broken into smaller pieces by the process of weathering, which around here is wind and water and rain, and in some places it also includes ice. So these are 2 of our local sedimentary rocks that I found. This is a pretty easy one to find. This is shale. This is when mud hardens into a rock and it's solid gray and it looks like this. This piece is pretty flat. It can come in all kinds of shapes. This is shale. Another common one is sandstone. It's brown. If you try to scratch it with your finger, it can easily scratch and pieces of sand come off. So this is a fun one to scratch with your fingernail and test to see if it's sandstone. The last category of rocks is metamorphic. So we're going to go over here, and metamorphic rocks are formed when igneous and sedimentary rocks are exposed to heat and pressure. And the way you can tell when shale has turned to slate is you can spot all kinds of lines in it. That means that it's been exposed to heat and pressure. You can see this tiny one, and then this large sample is when it turned to slate. When we take a look at sandstone, when that gets exposed to heat and pressure, we get quartzite. Quartzite's a little bit tougher to spot. It looks like it has some clear components, kind of see-through but brown at the same time. So this was a little bit tougher for us to find. Sandstone's a lot more common and you can scratch it. If you try to scratch the quartzite, it will be a lot harder. So thanks for traveling with me today.
Hi, welcome to Travels with Trabuco Field Study. This is going to be our second rock walk, and I'm down here in O'Neill Park by the creek, and we're going to take a look for some sedimentary rocks, igneous rocks, and metamorphic rocks. So just want to show you this beautiful view of the creek and all of the rocks we're going to take a look at today, see if we can find the ones we're looking for. So here we are for our rock walk, and the first category of rocks we want to look for are sedimentary rocks. If you remember in the first video, we talked about sandstone. So I found a beautiful piece of sandstone right here. It's nice and brown and smooth, and if you scratch it with your finger, you'll get little pieces of sand coming off. The other rock we talked about was shale, and that's our mud rock. It's a solid gray color, no lines. Here's a sample right here, see if you can find one of those if you go on a rock walk. And I also found a good example of a sedimentary rock where we describe it as bits of rocks cemented together. Take a look at all those little rocks cemented together. The next rock we want to look for is granite and rhyolite. This is granite. Over here's some granite. Over here's some granite. Let's look for rhyolite. It's that purplish rock. Here's a sample of rhyolite, the other igneous rock we talked about. What's this? A rock. It's smiling. That's pretty cute. Somebody made this. Not sure what kind of rock it is because it's covered with mud, but it's down here by the creek. So let's take a look at slate. Those metamorphic rocks that change under heat and pressure. Here's a good sample right here. Look at all those lines. So it's shale, that's a solid gray rock, and through heat and pressure, these lines are formed. And when the creek moves and the rocks move, they get exposed. So if you have a chance to go on a rock walk, see if you can find the rocks that we talked about, or maybe some new ones. And I'll see you next time on Travels with Trabuco Field Study. Bye.